A very good morning to all of you. Thank you for all who have joined this exclusive session. Today we want to talk about in the Ask series on securing the modern data platform with Oracle Key Vault. My name is Manoj Sringarpure. I am joined by my colleagues Richard Evans, Vasishta Kumar, and Angeline Ganarani. We are all part of Oracle Database Security Product Management team. This is the Arstorm Database Security Officer. So if you're new or you're joining or hearing it for the first time, this is a direct channel to the Oracle Database Security Product Development team. And this session is open for everyone. What we try to include in this session is make product announcements on upcoming events, new products, what are the enhancements, what we are planning, do a deep dive on technical area or a topic. You have an option to ask your questions related to the topic we are covering or another topic. We'll try our best to answer if it relates to this session. If it's for another session, another topic, we may need to get back to you that way. So this is series happens in North America. We have started for India time zone and APAC time zone. So this will happen every third Wednesday, where we bring in a new topic, a new announcement, or a new technical content. Yeah. So if you go and have subscribed, you will automatically get subscribed to the series, and you will get automatic emails so that you don't need to subscribe to each and every session. So this presentation along with the video recording would be uploaded in the GitHub. So we will paste this link in the chat shortly, where it will include all the notes, anything we want to add, supplementary, any examples we may provide. So I'm sure most of you would be on Oracle 19c and looking at upgrading to Oracle 26 AI. So some few notes. We recently released Oracle 19.29, and we have a lot of these patches we recommend customers apply. Typically the 888.1 notes, 555.1 notes. Definitely the security patches should be applied as soon as possible. If you're planning to upgrade, migrate, right, there's a good blog site on MigrateRich, which you can follow, which will help you in your upgrades, get insights onto those technical queries, or what's changing, what will happen, not happen in upgrade, what precautions to take care. So do follow MigrateRich blog if you're planning to upgrade to any of the versions. Just before we move to Oracle Key Vault, which is the session which we'll do today, just announcement on what's recently released. So as part of Oracle Enterprise Manager 24 AI release update 5 and 6, we updated, we included new enhancements in Oracle data masking and subsetting. So if you've been using Oracle data masking and subsetting, we create a template for masking. So it includes pre-masking checks, post-masking checks, and running the actual mask. So a lot of additional capabilities for pre-masking checks, so that things don't fail when you are trying to run the masking scripts. Another new and important thing is if you have a very large schema database, you've discovered hundreds of tables, columns, right? And now the schema changed. So you want to find out only that delta, right? So we have this incremental data discovery, which will help you, find out what's changed, what are the new columns which are there, and just, work on those set of columns instead of rediscovering the entire metadata. Again, we also had this capability if a masking job failed, you could run it from that point in time. Now that's enhanced for pre-masking and post-masking scripts. So we recently concluded this Oracle AI World, and database security was talked extensively because in an era of AI, you need data, and you need to secure that data. So data security plays a very important role. We had people from 150 countries, 1,000 sessions, On the database security side, we had 6 sessions, hands-on labs, roundtables. So, almost every keynote talked about AI, which also talked about security and database security. So database security does play a very important role when you look at the things which are changing, right? Now AI agents will connect, not user or application may not connect. So in that era, right, security would be very paramount and important. So understanding the basics and what capabilities we have will go a long way in ensuring your business data is secure. So let's move to the main session of securing data platform in Oracle Key Vault. Yeah. So this is what I plan to cover. Before we go to Key Vault, I'm sure I would like to give an understanding on Oracle transparent data encryption. And in the era where we are seeing quantum computing becoming predominant, what are the risks, and what you can do today with TDE to ensure you're safe from any issues which may come up due to quantum processing. And the main topic would revolve on Oracle Key Vault, what you can accomplish to Oracle Key Vault, what is the requirement of Oracle Key Vault, plus what's new, and we can discuss this in depth. So the Q&A is available. Any questions, we have the team here to answer your questions. So before I go into Key Vault, I just wanted to talk about Oracle transparent data encryption. So Oracle transparent data encryption is part of suite known as Oracle Advanced Security. So it has two components: Oracle transparent data encryption and Oracle redaction. So when we look at encryption of Oracle database, we can encrypt the entire table space or the entire column. So we encrypt the data blocks. So when they are returned to the disk, they stay encrypted. And this entire thing happens is transparent to the application. So whoever has access to those tables, he'll see the decrypted data. The advantage is the data is encrypted at a disk level. At a backup level, you can have additional, when you're taking export dumps, you can specify the encryption option. And whenever you take backups, right, those cascading backups to the tapes all remain encrypted. And if you're looking at enhancing this on the client server or on the network level, we have TLS 1.2 and TLS 1.3 in the latest 26 AI, which can help you encrypt between the client and server. So this takes care of data at rest. But like I mentioned, when you're authorized user, you would see this data. So in case you have a requirement where someone needs to see redacted data, and someone needs to see the complete data. Say this is an app user, he needs to work with complete data. But say a support user or any other user needs to see redacted data. So for that we have data redaction, where you can set up policy on a user level or on a context level. What the other user can see, and this policies can be applied. So whenever the redacted user, right, or the support user or any non-app user wants to see data, he will see partial data, not the full data. So this kind of takes care of data at rest, plus when you are accessing data to the database. So why do you actually need encryption? See, when you look at encryption, what it does, right? It protects data at rest when it is in the actual disk, as well as any drives or on the media. So what does it help you remediate? Any backend access to the database file. So if someone gets holds of your database files, they could very well, not very easily, but yes, you could get access to some of the data which is in the database files. Again, these database files, if they are encrypted using ransomware, malware, again, there is a threat key, someone could get access to your database data. If, you lose your hard drives, you lose, there's a hardware which gets faulty, right? And with that, your hard disk goes as part of that defective hardware. you lose your backups, right? You lose your tapes. Again, backups could be restored if someone get access to your RMAN files or export dump files. Again, as part of key regulatory guidelines, you take any global guidelines, GDPR, PCI DSS, all mandate encrypting at rest. So RBI talks about encrypting at rest. The recently notified digital protection, for digital personal data protection, talks about encryption. And what could be the consequences, right? So if there's a breach, DPDP tells ki there's a huge fine in case you have not taken sufficient security safeguards. So this could also lead to multiple issues as well as facing regulators. So moving a bit right, because this whole session is about keys. So let me explain what these keys are. So when we talk about encryption from Oracle level, I mentioned you can encrypt data at column level. You could encrypt data at table space level. So we definitely recommend doing at table space level because it gives you better performance. So when we do that, the data actually uses something known as table keys to do column level encryption, and it uses something known as table space key to encrypt data at a table space level. And these keys are uh, further encrypted using something known as a master key. So this is a two-key architecture. And those of you who have encrypted your databases or familiar with Oracle, this master key resides in something known as an Oracle wallet. So this is a thing with when you're using TDE. But you could there are other risks when you keep your keys in the wallet. For that, we have this centralized repository or vault, which is known as the Oracle key vault, which keeps this master key in an online fashion, and it takes away the need to maintain Oracle wallet. So just why TDE is better, right? Because once you encrypt that data, it remains encrypted in that data file. So in a disk-based encryption, storage-based encryption, yeah, it may provide compliance, right? But what about key management? What happens if you move your data from one encrypted storage to another an unencrypted storage? So those risks remain when you look at any disk-based or storage-based encryption. When you look at encryption in the application, right? So who manages it, maintains it? So all those complications do arise, and it could get very difficult to manage and maintain this. And key management, maintenance of keys, the application designer would typically know, and he may be the only person who may know how this encryption works. So transparent data encryption, you encrypt your data, it is totally transparent to applications. You don't need to worry about your applications. Once you have set it at DB level, any new data which comes will automatically get encrypted. Very easy to implement. Again, it is a good control for most of the regulatory requirements. So we recently announced Oracle 26 AI. So it's an update from Oracle 23 AI. So Oracle AI 26 AI is the latest version. Uh, it is available in the cloud. It is available on the Oracle engineered systems and Oracle platforms. So still the on-prem release is there. It is planned, but it is not released on the on-prem environment. So when we talk about encryption, right, we talked about quantum processing, right? What are the risks of quantum processing? So it is kind of still early stages, but the lower level algorithms can be broken. That is one view which is looked at when we look at quantum processing. So here the recommendation is to use AES 256, which is proven to be quantum resistance, and this is available on any of the previous releases 19C and before. So if you are not on the latest releases, or you're anytime you're planning and you want to ensure your algorithms are quantum safe or cryptographic safe, you could look at ES 256. Few encryption goes seed, which were required with other countries, they have been de-supported. Another thing which we have done is we have moved from this, we have introduced a new encryption XTS, which is more secure than what we're using currently, and this is available in Oracle AI 26 AI. So this is a different way of encrypting your data blocks compared to the the cyber blockchaining mode, which is currently being there. So this is an example, but you need a 26 AI environment where you can set the default cipher mode, and then in a similar fashion, say encrypt using this mode. So this is going to be the default mode going ahead, and you can look at the documentation if you need any more details. Another requirement was in pluggable is if I have an encrypted database, I want to create that a copy of that pluggable database, right? So how to easily rekey that, and setting an algorithm. So we introduced this capability where you could rekey encrypted PDB when you're doing a relocation or a clone. So that simplifies, and again, it's just not in the latest release. It's also got backported to 19.20. So these are some of the new capabilities we have introduced in Oracle 26 AI. So coming back, right? Why do I need to encrypt my Oracle database, right? So if you have not encrypted, and I just query the data file, using a reverse command, I could very well see this data in plain text. And there are a lot of tools which will convert binary data to text data. So these are some of the risks of not encrypting your Oracle database. Now you have implemented TDE, right? Now we try to run the same command, because your data at the data file and the block level is encrypted. You will see key. You cannot find out what is the actual data, because now my data file is completely encrypted. But like I mentioned, when you put up TD, we keep the encryption keys in the wallet, right? Now, some of the risks are, someone set up this wallet, right? But accidentally it got deleted. When you set up a wallet, you set up a wallet password, but you do not remember the auto login password, or the wallet password. Someone who set up has left, right? So no one has knowledge on actually the data is encrypted, and there is a TD setup. Again, right? The wallet is empty. There are no keys because of some maintenance or some movement, right? Someone changed the server, someone changed the storage, and it got lost in that process. Or someone has access to those encryption keys, and he's asking for payment. So this is the very reason why, if you follow PCI DSS guidelines, they don't allow storing encryption keys next to the, storing the key encryption keys next to the data encryption keys. So this is where, we bring in Key Vault to help you manage and, maintain your encryption keys. So we just talk about these capabilities and use cases. So we talked about the threats, right? You losing your wallet. It could be, external, internal threats. Internal could be, you lost your keys. You're unaware of the setup. You are unaware the wallet consists of such important keys, and you lose it, right? Again, regulations demand encryption and management of these keys. You are running databases in hybrid mode. You have multiple data centers. You may be using outsourced data centers. You could be on cloud, right? You could be hybrid. You're on premises within your data center, but you're using public cloud, right? So in these hybrid scenarios, key management becomes very important. Then today, right, you could be managing tens, hundreds, and thousands of databases. So if you are encrypting these databases, key management would definitely become very important. Again, from a regulatory or reason, or looking from preventing from any ransomware attacks, you need to keep these keys away from the servers. Again, it's when you set up TD, when you set up wallets, right? It's not the only thing. You would frequently create environments, or you could have real application cluster. You could have multiple nodes. You could have multiple data guards, right? So how do I securely do the key sharing, and how do I ensure these keys are protected? So you would need the same key when you're using Oracle TD across the rack clusters as well as the standby database. Plus, when you look, if you are familiar with key management, right? Again, the whole thing should work and should give a good performance. So when you take away the keys and put it somewhere else, right, the network dependencies will come into picture. You would need to factor in that if a very high volume transaction environment. Yeah, I think yeah. So the thing is to keep these keys in Oracle Key Vault instead of this Oracle Wallet. So for that, we have this Oracle Key Vault, which is a hardened full stack software appliance, and it is deployed in a multi-master cluster. So it can go up to 16 nodes, but for any minimum requirement, you need at least, two nodes to be in a multi-cluster. And if you have a critical environment, two nodes per data center is something which is a highly recommended practice. And what all does this key vault stores, right? It stores TD master keys. It can store your SSH keys, Java key stores. You can keep your passwords. It can manage other databases also, which I'll talk about. You can deploy it on your dedicated hardware, on a VM machine, right? It can be also deployed in different clouds. You can deploy it in Oracle Cloud. You can deploy it in AWS, Azure, GCP. And if your current requirement is not directly supported, we have this SDK kits for any custom endpoint integration. So this is quite also popularly used for things which are not directly supported out of the box. So like I said, you could actually manage the enterprise level keys and secrets using this key vault. So it is primarily, the main thing would be to store TD keys. Say, I don't want to store it in an online fashion, but I just need to take backups of my wallets, right? So I could very well, upload my existing whatever keys or passwords I have in the wallets. I can put it here. I can put ZFS, ZDLRA. I could have a multi-cloud environment. I can, I have MySQL. I have MongoDB. I have GoldenGate. All these keys can be managed in this single key vault cluster, plus any custom endpoints using customization. So going bit deep, right? How does this actually work, right? We talked about two kind of keys. One is the data encryption key and the master key. So once you have moved your master key online, right? What happens is Oracle requires, wherever the encryption decryption request, the data encryption keys need to be decrypted, and that decryption requires this master key. So in this architecture, uh, we'll get the master key. It will be stored in this PKCS endpoint, and it will help decrypt the data encryption keys. So this, one is we put the master key in a separate environment. But one of the advantages is, we can cache these keys, master keys. So it has a default in-memory cache of 60 minutes and persistent cache of 24 hours. So this both, could be extended so that any unavailability of key vault, any network outages, disturbances, right, can be tolerated, and your database will continue to, work as long as this persistent cache does not expire. So here also, we have something known as, extractable key, and we have introduced something known as non-extractable key. So cases where, you don't want the master key to leave the boundary of the key vault, we could, set up a non-extractable key where, the master key resides and doesn't leave the boundary of the key vault. And whenever you need to, decrypt your data encryption keys, it will have to travel to the key vault, and, the decryption would happen and be sent back. So this actually mimics something what the typical HSMs do is, having a requirement where we do not leave the boundary of the key management software. So then comes right where I have some existing HSMs, or I want to have further foolproof solution. So for that, we talked about encrypted Oracle database, the master key, data encryption key, and this key vault. So if you have a HSM and you want to leverage that, what we could do is keep the Oracle master encryption key. The wallet password of that can be encrypted using the HSM key. So how it works is the HSM client software would be installed in the key vault, and this would encrypt the wallet passwords. So let's look, right. We talked about key vault. So what all we can do with key vault? So one is definitely, management of TD keys for Oracle and non-Oracle. We can do SSH key management. We can do Oracle GoldenGate key management, sharing of database account passwords. So like, instead of keeping it in scripts or, those lying in the server and those being, misused, we could keep in a central location. This is something new. If you are familiar with DBMS crypto, again, key management of that was a challenge. And if you are, looking at something which is global, right? You are a global entity. You have shards across various countries. You are keeping shards to maintain data sovereignty because each country says my certain data should not leave my boundary, right? But when you this up, right, key management across environments, some company in some country would say, I'm using cloud. Some other country would say, I have on-prem environment, or they could be in different clouds. So here, key management could definitely be a very challenge. And with OKV, we support key management across different environments. So coming back, right, for any Oracle TDE keys, right, across any deployments, engineered systems, Exadata dedicated, autonomous, shared, dedicated in Oracle Cloud, or if you are not familiar, we have actually as part of multi-cloud strategy, all of our other cloud providers, Azure, AWS, are hosting the same Exadata dedicated, autonomous data dedicated within their environments. So we could manage and we can manage any of these keys across any environments. And plus, we adding more non-Oracle capabilities. We do MySQL. Beyond Oracle, we support MongoDB. We are working, we're looking at, adding other popular databases. So that's the planned on the key vault evolution and, growing that ecosystem. Plus, I mentioned on keeping database passwords and, complete SSH management. Yeah, this is just this is how you could look at OKV for any of your cloud Oracle cloud deployments. It could be in Oracle Cloud, it could be in Azure, GCP, AWS, and if you have something known as Cloud at Customer, again, right, we could manage the master keys or the TD keys in any Oracle environment in any deployments. The second thing is SSH key management. I'm sure you would, or maybe using this SSH where you connect, use the SSH keys to connect from your desktop or client to the servers, right? So in this typical scenario, he would, right, if it is set up, John would share his say public key that would get included in the authorized keys, and he would have the private key, and he could, without based on this public private key deployment, he would SSH to that remote server. Now, again, look at this, right? If you have multiple administrators, multiple users using this kind, the entire key management could be tedious, right? What happens if John leaves, right? Is someone going to revoke this? If there's a server administrator here and he's managing multiple servers, right? How easy it is for him to go to every server and, kind of, revoke the access. So what we do with OKV is we have this endpoint software which can be configured. So we can create a SSH wallet which will store this key. So this key can be removed from this authorized keys and be stored in the Oracle key vault in a wallet within the Oracle key vault. And this endpoint, right, whenever John requests, it will redirect him to the key vault, and the public private key would match and he would get access. So suppose John leaves, right? So it is very easy. I just revoke this key, and his access is removed. In case, right, it is temporary, I could reinitiate his access. Second is, I could also keep the private key of John inside the Oracle key vault and make this non-extractable, right? Otherwise, today, if John has a private key and he shares this private key with multiple people, right, all have them access to this SSH or this end server. So the idea to do it is also install this OKV endpoint and have the entire SSH access using the Oracle key vault. So this actually, if you're using SSH in your environment, would take care of the entire key management for SSH also. And just not that, right? It's just not having a key management, but also where you can look at who's accessing what, right? Is this the genuine user? When they have access, is there some repeated activity? You could very well look into the Oracle Key Vault reports to get access to these data. Moving ahead on the use cases, we can also manage GoldenGate, key lifecycle. We can store the, you know, encryption keys of the trail files for the extract and the replicate inside the Oracle Key Vault. Even with the latest 21.11, if you have maintaining the OGG passwords, right, that could be taken away from the GoldenGate configuration and stored in the Oracle Key Vault. Again, this would also be useful if you're using the Oracle ecosystem, and especially GoldenGate. And GoldenGate deployments can become very complex. And the key management, if you're encrypting these trail files, is simplified with Oracle Key Vault. So moving ahead on the next use cases, sharing of database passwords, right? Say you have a requirement, you are transferring some data or backups from one server to another, and again you need passwords to restore that data. You need passwords to run those scripts. So in that case, we have something known as secrets, where you could store these passwords in the Oracle Key Vault, and on demand you could retrieve these passwords, and the passwords will be provided to the scripts, and it would function. So you could very much remove these scripts, remove these passwords from scripts, and ensure you can also do sharing of those passwords. Say server 1, server 2 requires the same passwords. You could keep in a wallet which is shared across both of these servers. So it helps you with life cycle of your passwords, improved security. You don't need to store passwords in scripts, right? You could automate that for rotation of your passwords. You could disable, enable, right? So this is a important use case if in case you want to eliminate keeping of passwords in your scripts. And talking about passwords, with the latest release, the passwords you can keep is 1024 characters. So it is very difficult. You could store it, and remember it, or keep it on a notepad. So better keep it in a kind of a place where you could easily retrieve those passwords. So Key Vault would be the better place to store such long complex passwords. Yeah, so this is additional capability for if you're using DBMS crypto. So your key management was a thing, because the keys would be kept on the same database, and that was how it was currently. But if you want to keep those DBMS crypto keys, away and a central place, you can use that. Look at Oracle Key Vault. Yeah, this is another use case. Say you have a requirement, you want to shard across countries, across different cloud providers, and you want to manage the encryption keys. Oracle Key Vault can help you in those heterogeneous deployments. So like this is, say, on Oracle Cloud. This is Azure. This is AWS, right? We have this Oracle shards in different countries, and again, you want to protect that using TDE. Then the entire key management would be centralized and seamless across these deployments. Yeah. So again, on the deployment side, you could install it on a bare metal server. You could install it in a virtual machine. If you are using Oracle Cloud, we have this marketplace image where you could, just, go and click and, this thing will get deployed. If you're on multi-cloud, we support different multi-cloud deployments. Say you're on Azure, GCP, right? We have images which you can deploy, and the key vault can be really heterogeneous and across, in a hybrid deployment. So coming to, comparing key vault with other key managers, right? So one of the key things is if you look at the complexity of the wallets, the key rotations, the rekeying, right? So Oracle and Oracle is always a good choice because it's completely integrated. The same people who built TD, like the database security team, right, has built OKV. So it is completely integrated. Uh, the important thing is it comes with caching, so that caching helps you, uh, you know, secure your TD keys, the master keys, as well as ensure in case of any network glitches, because now the keys are not on the server, to help you, run your Oracle database. Again, I mentioned non-extractable keys. Suppose you want to, ensure the keys never leave the key management boundary. Again, we are expanding beyond Oracle. MongoDB is there. Other databases are being planned. You could keep your passwords. We talked about SSH and other key capabilities. Another important thing is if you're looking at HSM integration, right? Definitely that is supported, and if you would need to follow the vendor instructions of integrating this HSM. And again, it would be that vendor's responsibility because their client software is getting installed, and typically you would need to depend on that third party HSM for any support requirements. Definitely Oracle is always there to help you resolve issues jointly, or uh, or any issues you run into this integration. So recently we released Oracle Key Vault 21.12, but it's more of a maintenance release. So this 21.11, which is the earlier release, has these new capabilities, better integration workflows. We didn't talk about certificates, but you could also keep your certificates, backup of your certificates in the Oracle Key Vault. And here you could set up alerts, right? See, your certificates are expiring 30, 60, 90 days. Another key thing, or key requirement was, I have a Oracle Key Vault, but my network, due to network segregation, I cannot extend or add targets which are in another network zone or another network subnet to the Oracle Key Vault. But I need to transfer keys, right? Say production is in a different network zone, and your test is in a different network zone. So how do I copy the keys between these two environments? So this is again simplified using cross-domain key transport. One of the thing was when we did upgrades, right? At times you would need to upgrade the client software also. So this could be, currently you could do it and take a downtime, or as part of maintenance, you could just bounce your databases. But with 21 and above, right? You don't need to take a bounce of your databases because of capability newly introduced. We have much better reporting for key rotation, right? Say you want to report key, to find out if you have actually rotated the keys or not. So you could get that report and get a list of databases, right? As per your internal policy, you need to rekey, or need to rotate your master keys. So with this report, you could find out key, where I have not rotated my keys, and get those keys rotated. We talked about this GoldenGate, managing passwords of the GoldenGate environment. So then question comes, how do I try it, right? I don't have a license. I have a license, but I don't have an environment, or I don't know how to get started. So for that, we have this live labs, which gives you environment where you can spin up, right? For a time based, it will spin up an entire environment for you. and we have guided, complete guided labs on how to configure your database for TD with complete steps, right? You could start now and look at getting familiarized with TD. If you're already familiar, right, and you want to just you have a new release which has come up, right? Now you don't have access to that new release, so you could, the live labs are always updated, so you could come to those live labs, spin up your own environment for a couple of hours free of cost, and you could follow the guided instructions in the labs and learn, right? So one is seeing, one is learning, running the actual commands, right? It's completely, all the instructions are provided in the live labs. So for similarly for keyword, right? You may say, fine, I have an Oracle database, but keyword deployment is something, I am not familiar with. So we have a live labs for keyword. So here you will learn, how to upload the master keys into OKV, then how to online migrate those master keys into OKV. And those of you who are interested in SSH, again, there's a separate lab for SSH key management. So these are two labs, and there are tons of labs which are on Oracle Live Labs, not only for Oracle database security. For most of the popular capabilities, you can learn anything you want using the Oracle Live Labs. Yeah. So coming on, customers, right? You would say, who are using this? So we have, hundreds of customers across the globe. So we have very large customers, having, more than 5,000 databases. They have, multiple clusters, in each region managing these databases. They have very deep integration. They, have complete automation capabilities, which they use again in different sectors. It's just not financial sector, but financial, the trading sector, energy, healthcare. Most of them are using Oracle key management. Again, right, if you're using Exadata cloud customers, right, we have another large bank which has deployed this for their large deployment of Exadatas. So clearly, it is a proven and solid product, and we have a lot of customers. We look forward, if you require any assistance or further thing, please reach out to the account team and or reach out to us directly. We'll help you get started, answer your questions if any.